Hey everybody, it's Flat Earth Santa coming to you with another week of pickups. This week got a little crazy, so it's going to take us a little bit of time, but tune in. There's some cool comics that I got this week. You're going to really enjoy it. So the first one up we've got is Amazing Spider-Man 35, second appearance of the Mole Man or the Molten Man. Um, Really beautiful copy. I mean, it's so nice that I put it in a for such an early ASM. It's got it in a top loader. These will be going to CGC. Not right away, but it will be. Um, Next one up, we've got again in a top loader, ASM or Amazing Spider-Man number 44. Beautiful copy, especially those blacks. You really can't hide spine ticks on the blacks. There's a couple, but I mean, this is an old book. We're talking Silver Age. Beautiful comic. Again, at some point is going to be off to be graded. And with that, the that was the second lizard, by the way. And to coincide with it, we've got number 45, so the third lizard. Uh, it's that Amazing Spider-Man, or not Amazing, Marvel Yellow that is on so many comics like Daredevil and Fantastic Four and ASM. Really cool, deep yellows. Love this cover. Um, and it was an upgrade to my other copy, so that was nice. Um, Staying in the same vein with Amazing Spider-Man, except the Spectacular Spider-Man. It's the first Cloak and Dagger. It's Peter Parker and the Spectacular Spider-Man 64. Um, Again, the first Cloak and Dagger in a newsstand. Every time I see this, I pick it up if it's not stupidly expensive. So now we've got in Spectacular Spider-Man, we've got Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man number 90 with a black cat cover in both direct and newsstand. Um, I bought them as a set. They were decently cheap. It's uh, the second appearance of Black Man's Black Spider-Man's black costume. So it's the second appearance of the black costume um, with 252 and Team Up 141 kind of being tied for the first. So it's either, depending on how you view it, it could be, I guess, the second or the third. But yeah, this is uh, this is it. Then a little bit away from ASM, but still in the Spider-Man universe, we've got Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends number 1 in a newsstand. This thing is hard to get. It's first appearance of Firestar, if everybody remembers the 80s cartoon. Um, this thing is absolutely going to CGC. It is super minty. It is probably a 9.8, and they go for crazy stupid money. I don't know why, but they're wanted. So that one's going to CGC. We also have Amazing Spider-Man 606, the kissing cover, the black cat kissing cover with Mary Jane in the background. It's an iconic J. Scott Campbell, the 601, 606, and 607 cover set. Um, and again, stupidly crazy um, higher prices in 9/8s, and this is minty. So if I ever see it 9/6, 9/8 candidates, I'll pick them up, especially if they're cheap, which these were. So, and to go along with 606, as I said, number 607. So I've got two 601s, two 606s, and two 607s to go down. This one should absolutely be a 9/8. I can't see a problem with it anywhere. I mean, there is no ticks or anything anywhere. I mean, I might not even, like, I'll press it anyways, but my God, this thing doesn't even look like it needs pressing. This, this thing looks like it was taken from the shop and put right into, as I said, this thing looks like it was taken right out of the shop and put into a bag of board and never looked at again. Crazy. Next up, again, ASM, but Volume 2, Amazing Spider-Man 36 in a newsstand, which is really hard to get. Absolutely beautiful copy. It's going to CGC. It's the 9/11 tribute. Um, all black cover. This thing can't hide anything. Um, it is absolutely black, and it is like it's just solid black. Very hard to find, very hard to get in high grade. My direct's a 9/8, but I've got two newsstands that are going down. I'm hoping they both get it, but at least if one gets it, I can sell the other ones. So. Next up, thankfully getting away from Spider-Man. I have a copy of this, but my God, not this nice. This book and a couple others in this week's took a vacation out to Puerto Rico. Um, so a package that got sent somehow decided to go to Puerto Rico before it stayed there a couple weeks and finally came back. At least USPS say, they finally got it here, and the sellers really did a great job about packaging, so nothing was harmed. But this comic I had already, which on some I do, but this is 92994 copy. The Fantastic Four annual number 6, which is first Franklin Richards and Annihilus, the first appearance of Annihilus. It's square bound comic, so let's get it. So you can see, you can read everything. And on these square bounds, usually the corners are cracked, which it isn't. I absolutely love this book. I was so happy it finally got here. Got it at a great price. And with the movie coming, Franklin Richards is all part of it. So I thought it was really cool. Got a nice upgrade. Now, everyone should know this comic. And if you don't, well, you probably do and just don't know it. It's World's Finest 153. And the reason why you probably, or you know it, is this is the infamous meme Batman slaps Robin issue. This is where the meme came from. It's in this comic. Um, I had a really ratty copy, and I was glad to upgrade. This one's not bad. This one's probably, I want to say a 7580. Um, so we're gonna see how it grades out, but I'm glad to upgrade my copy. A lot of these are upgrades this week, but this one isn't, and this one is just beautiful. I love this comic. Batman 221. Neal Adams, Batman perched above. This is iconic Neal Adams. And I mean, I absolutely love this comic. It is just the image alone and the title dress or the trade dress of Batman just is like top notch. It is in your face. This is what this comic is about. Here you go. Love Neal Adams on this. This is an iconic cover from him. So, um, another Neal Adams cover, Detective 401, and it's in absolutely beautiful shape. Uh, I'm starting to get a little bit too many that are going to have to go to CGC, so I'm going to have to sort of trim down my CGC list on what I'm going to be sending and do it in chunks because stuff like this is taking. I think they're up to 90 days um, for turnaround for vintage stuff, so it's tough. Um, Might be worth doing fast track, but even with fast track, it's probably 23 to 30 days. Again, these are business days. So next up, I had a copy. I wasn't sure if it was going to get a 9.6 or a 9.8, and this one came up super cheap. And whoever was in the auction room probably didn't know what it was. So I got it at a great price. It's Batman Harley Quinn #1. It's a trade paperback, but it's the it's the first continuity, first or second continuity. It's the origin first Harley Quinn continuity in the DC universe. So after Batman Adventures 12, which is her first appearance, but again, that's not in continuity. This is. Um, really cool book, all black, super hard to find in high grade, and I mean this thing has never been touched. Um, so I'm hoping both get a 9.8, but I have a feeling probably the other one will get a 9.6. So I'll just that one's for the PC, the other one will be to sell to fund getting more stuff. Next one up we have is the iconic McFarlane cover. I have a 9.4 of this in direct. This is direct as well, but this is an upgrade this is 9.8 candidate all day long. It's Batman 423. It's the iconic Batman Todd McFarlane cover. It's Spawn-esque with the cape. Uh, really cool first printing. If I can, I would pick this up anytime it was cheap. Um, this cover is again iconic. It's hard to pass up when it's at a decent price, and this one I think should be my 9.8 for my PC. Next, getting away from Batman, but again with a nice little segue, we've got Spawn 99, and You're like, okay, Spawn 99, great. It's the first team appearance of the Heavenly Hosts. Yes, but it's also a newsstand. Spawn newsstands are hard. They're harder to find, much lower and much lower rate, and usually were picked up at newsstands and put in back pockets and whatnot, rather than at a comic store in the 90s when it was, um, the collecting was at its full swing. Um, Newsstand makes it tough, hard to find, much lower print run, um, and you're starting to get into the Spawn low print runs, anyways. Next up is Spawn 225. And again, lower print runs, but it's the election 2012 where Romney wins. They had two variants. Obviously, it was printed before the election results came in. So you had both the blue top of Obama winning and the red top of Romney winning. I happen to have Romney. I didn't. I missed out on the Obama one, so I'm gonna have to get it at some point. Um, but a very cool cover and a Watchmen homage. So next up, we have Transformers number 8, the first appearance of the Dinobots. First Grimlock, first Sludge, first Slag. I mean, what more do you like? I mean, it's really, um, it's an iconic cover. Uh, and unfortunately, I got this, and this was part of um, the batch that went on a vacation, and I didn't know till the week after that my copy came back from CGC in a 9.8. So I will probably grade this copy, see what it comes back. Probably do a 9.8 pre-screen. Probably add it in there and see if it gets a 9.8. If so, sell one, whichever copy. But what also came back in that batch was Transformers number 6 in a 9.8, which is the first appearance of what the heck's her name? Josie Beller. She becomes Circuit Breaker in Transformers 9. But really cool. This is her first appearance. And a really cool cover between Megatron and Shockwave. It's that pink cover. Everyone knows it if you're a Transformers fan. So it was really cool. Next, we've got, again, staying with the Transformers. Transformers number 10. First Constructicons, first Devastator. This one's going to CGC as well. I think it's. I mean, the Constructicons are the first sort of Voltronish stuff that was in Transformers a little bit even before Voltron. So it was really cool. They took that idea and did the combiners and ran with it later on. Next up, we're going to DC and Crisis on Infinite Earths number 12. And it's the first Wally West Flash, or the first appearance of the Wally West Flash. Um, but what makes it important, or what made it where I had to get it, is wow, there it is. Um, it's the Canadian price variant. So this is one that came from Canada. I had to grab it. It's in really nice shape and a key. Next, Captain America 114. Again, Captain America. The comic people know this. Um, Captain America started it at issue 100, so this is number 14. But an awesome cover. I love the floating heads. No key involved, but just it's iconic. It's Steve Rogers, it's Captain America, it's the Shield. You know what it is. Um, Everyone has probably seen this cover before and went and it really is in absolutely amazing shape. This one is definitely going off to get graded. Next up, we've gone from Captain America to Rom. Again in a newsstand, but it's issue 31, the second appearance. I guess it's tied with Uncanny X-Men 158 with the second appearance of Rogue. Now, what's funny is there's a comic, and I can't remember the name of it. I will post it in the comments when I post this video. That actually, this would have been the third tied with Uncanny. The second was actually Miss Marvel 24, but it never got released. But there was a reprint later on in the 90s um, where they actually reproduced what was supposed to be Miss Marvel 24. I'll get it so you guys can look it up and get a copy. I've got a copy somewhere. But it's really cool. But according to what everybody says, this is the second appearance of Rogue. So, and sticking with the mutants, I grabbed New Mutants #1, and it's the origin of Karma, the third team appearance of the New Mutants. Um, the TV show was okay, but I have to say the comics were really cool. Some really cool characters were part of this run, and it went for quite some time. Um, and of course, you know what happens later on in the end, at the end of the run in '87 and '98, and what becomes in the '90s X-Force. So really cool comic where it started. Uh, Another of the big keys in that run, New Mutants #21, where it's the first appearance of Warlock, first appearance of Mirage, and the first appearance of Magik. Everyone's going crazy right now for Magik in the new series that's come out. Everyone's grabbing a bunch of different variants. But this is where it started. This is where Illyana Rasputin became into comics. So really nice. Always good to grab. Still with the mutants, but into the original. This is X-Men 71. Really nice grade. It's the reprint. At this time, X-Men were actually doing reprints. They weren't selling too well. This reprints X-Men 12 and 13, if I'm not mistaken. Um, really cool. It's nice to have them, but yeah, a lot of people were thumbing their nose up at the reprints. But guess what? They're not now. Um, they're picking them up, and I'm glad I grabbed it. I've only got a couple more X-Men that I still need, other than some real low numbers. Um, Next up, Sandman #1. Nothing absolutely crazy about it, but it is Jack Kirby's, uh, craziness. Um, it is the first volume that Neil Gaiman later made famous with the volume 2. But this is all about it. This is the Bronze Age first appearance of Sandman. Um, and it's an interesting story, and it's not a big run. I think it's uh, 6 or 7 issues for the run. I think I'm missing number 5. Uh, so I'll have to pick up that at some point. Um, but really cool, and give it another read when I finally get all my stuff picked back up. Next, we've got Incredible Hulk 110. Umbu. Uh, there really isn't too much. It's a Herb Trimpe cover. It's early Hulk. Um, After it switched from Tales to Astonish, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Tales to Astonish. Um, and really, I mean, it's Hulk. It's Hulk doing Hulk things, and Herb Trimpe's Hulk is probably my Hulk. Um, I think he drew him maybe the best. I mean, some people say Byrne. Some people say, others. Ramita. I I don't know. I'm a big Trimpe fan, but I'm a Godzilla fan. So uh, next up, we've got Adventure Comics 253. Nothing really crazy. It's just a Superman and Robin meets Robin. Um, it's Silver Age. It's Kurt Swan doing Superman on the cover. So he did a lot of cool Superman and Superboy covers. So it's really interesting. I always try to pick up Silver Age, especially in decent shape, if they're uh, if they're cheap. Usually, if I see them at like $7 to $10 or below, I'll 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 probably pick them up all day long. Especially if in they're like mid grade to you know to higher. Uh, Next, we have Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, number 200. Again, nothing spectacular. It's not it's not a key. It's nothing really special, but it's a cool cover. And as I said, I try to get older stuff that's especially if it's cheap. I think I picked this one up for $2 or $3, so it wasn't, and it's in great shape. So, and again, another Superboy 180 or 198, which is Nick Cardy. Um, Cardy, I really enjoy as an artist. I think he's got a style that's close to Neil Adams. Got a style that's close to a few others. He can pretty much kind of look like anyone. when he's drawing, and I think that unto itself is a great art feat. So he can he could fill in, he could be that guy, um, even though he was great unto himself, but he could fill in and round out the team uh, to be able to make sure in case there was any lateness or any problems. So I think I really enjoy Nick Cardy's stuff, especially in the like the House of Secrets and the horror stuff. Next up, we've got Godzilla #6, and again, this is one that went on a trip. The reason I'm getting this, and again, this one's going into CGC, is I've got a few copies in the Marvel Godzilla run that I still need to 9.8. I'm trying to 9.8 the whole run. I've got, if they're not, right now, if they're not 9.8s, they're 9.6s, but I'm trying to just get them finally upgraded. So we're going to see. I think it's got a shot, and we'll see how it does. But at the same time, we also have stuff that came back. And Godzilla, #22 in a 9.8. That was one that, again, I needed to upgrade, and now I have. So as I said, I think it's 4 or 5 that I still need. Again, I'd have to check. Next, we have Vampirella, #1, the Adam Hughes variant, or the Adam Hughes cover. This is pretty iconic. This is well known, and with Dave Stevens poster stuff inside. So it's really cool copy. I had another one. It was a little lower grade, and I just wanted to upgrade it, so I grabbed that. And again, another one that I had a low grade of, or a lower grade, was Moon Knight #1. This puppy, I think's got a shot at 9.6, maybe 9.8. Maybe an outside shot at 9.8. But mine was 9.2, maybe 9.4. So I just wanted to upgrade mine and get something back. Now, as you know, I'm going to MegaCon on February 6th through 10th, and I'm getting some stuff signed while I'm down there. And one of the books, again, thankfully this went on a vacation and got here back in time, is Earthworm Jim #3. Now, you're like, well, look right behind it. There's Earthworm Jims, and they're in 9.8s. I have this in a 9.8 already, but I want these signed. I want a set signed. So I've got a #2 that's minty. This one's absolutely minty, and I've got a 9.6 of #1 that I'll probably crack and get signed, and hopefully I get lucky and get a 9.8 when I resubmit with Sam De La Rosa's signature. So I think that'd be cool. That's why I grabbed that. Next, we're getting near the end, is Godzilla Saves America. It's a 3D book. It's actually it's a hardcover book. It's still in its cellophane, but it's 3D. Now I'm a Godzilla fan, so it's really easy to know why I picked this up. I mean, if it's Godzilla, I'm probably gonna pick it up if I don't have it. So that was really cool. And we've got 3 copies, #19, #22, with Gamera on the cover, and Mechagodzilla with 23 of G-Fan magazine. I saw these and I'm like, oh yeah, I have to have this. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, as you know. This is done by Japanese fanzine um, for Godzilla, and I just absolutely love it. So that's all the comics we have this week. But there is a couple extra things that I wanted to show off. I forgot to show 3 of these off last week, and I wanted to show them off because I think they're really, really cool. And these are prints I got from friends. This is from Barry. His name's Barry Allen on Whatnot. He's an inker. He inks for some comics, I think at IDW and whatnot. Or sorry, a colorist, not an inker. But I got some prints that I thought were absolutely amazing. And I've got one more coming that he didn't have any copies of at the time. And so the first one's a Spawn. So these are prints. They're 8 by 17, I think, or 9 by 17. And these are going to be going up. They're going to get framed and put up because these things are absolutely awesome. There's a Power Girl. Just really cool background. He also does T-shirts of a lot of this stuff too. So, and the last one from him is a Supergirl, which I thought was really cool. It's he's a colorist. I thought it was amazing. The blues, the dark reds, the blacks. It really worked well. He did an awesome job coloring this piece. So I got them from him. He's a great guy, great seller. Go check him out. You get some good prints at great prices. But I also got some prints from another friend of mine, Memo 420, who you've probably seen on some shows that I've been on. He did some cool prints that I grabbed. This is Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, which is all shiny and reflecty. So really cool cover, or not a cover, it's just a print. But I got the Godzilla, which is like a really cool version. And last, but definitely not least, a cool version of Wonder Woman. And I think that's the shine and the reflectiveness and everything about it was really cool. And it kind of has sort of that Artgerm feel to it. I think it's really cool. So those are the pickups that I got this week. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you would have chosen, and or tell me what you got. I love hearing about everybody, what they got, what they picked up this week, and so go out there, find your diamond in the rough, have fun, and read more comics. Hey, what are you doing, man? Why are you still sticking around? I mean, if you're gonna be here, hit the like and subscribe. You know you want to do it. Santa tells you to do it. If you don't do it, you'll not get jello in your stocking next year. The earth is flat, man. Deal with it.